In this video I'm going to show you how I plant up this border in a nice cottage style with sympathetic colours that work together and in a natural sort of drifting style. And I'm going to show you what I'm planting in here, and I'm going to show you how I plant it so that I don't forget where I've planted all my tulips. Now here's the same border back in May this year, and as you can see it's beautiful and lush, but it's not quite all together. So I love these alliums, they go really well with the Queen of the Night tulips, which you just glimpsed there in a pot, and this Bistorta, Persicaria Bistorta pink pokers, which I absolutely love. It's actually one of my favourite plants of all in this garden. Now this planting scheme is all going to flower about May, so I'll have to think beyond May, maybe June it'll keep going. I'll have to think about what I'm going to do with it after that, but this is I'm planting up for flowering in May. And you just caught a glimpse of some columbine there as well, and some forget-me-nots, which I'm also going to establish bigger clumps of throughout this border. So there you go. You can see how beautiful these things look together, but some of these pots just need taking out completely. All right, so let's talk about what I'm going to plant to improve this border for next May. Okay, so I'm going to plant some Honesty. This flowered in my garden. I grew it from seed, and it flowered the same time, May-ish, April, May. And I took the seeds from this and I grew some more, and it's actually self-seeded all over my garden. This is Honesty, but I also started some purple Honesty. So the purple and white will work with the Alliums. And then there's this columbine, which is self-seeding here, so I'm going to repeat some of that. I've got these purple parrot tulips, black parrot tulips, purple sensation allium, Queen of the Night tulips, which go really well with the black parrot tulips, as you can see here, so they're complementary. And then I'm going to use this Purissima tulip for some sparkle. The contrast in the colour will hopefully sparkle and bring some sort of just some sort of extra interest and depth to the planting scheme. I don't want it to be all one colour. Now, to get the Bistorta pink pokers throughout this border, I've divided it, and as you can see, I've planted one up here. I've got another one in a pot that I'm going to plant down the bottom, and there's some forget-me-nots here, which I've got them all over the garden, seeded in the wrong places, so I'm going to dig them up, plant them throughout this border. And then I've got some more Honesty, which I have already planted up. I'm not going to show you me planting the Honesty. It's pretty easy. Right, so how am I going to organise it so that they drift and it's not just a mass of tulips sort of that just seem as though they've been slung in the border? Well, I'm going to plant them in pots. And I'm going to plant each variety one at a time as I go so that I can see the scheme develop. So here you can see I've laid out some pots. Obviously, don't use big pots because they will grow in a small space anyway, quite close together. And you don't want to be digging massive big holes and using all the soil. So here's how I've laid them out for the first layer. And the first layer I'm going to pot up are the Alliums, the purple sensation Alliums. And I'm going to just put sort of 3 in each of these pots. And then I'm going to bury the pot in the soil. And then when I've done that, I'll see where they are so that I know when I plant the next layer, which will be the tulips, I'll know exactly where the alliums are. And then I can plant the tulips in relation to that. So I can keep track of my planting scheme. So just before I got started with that, I did dig up this pot here because it had some Bistorta and some Queen of the Night tulips, which I decided I didn't want in that pot. Actually, I wanted them in the border, and I will plant the pots up completely differently, maybe with more tulips or something else entirely. I've got lots of Sweet William and all sorts, but I decided to plant this one along here. I'm a little concerned that they're kind of equally spaced, but I'm not too concerned because one is super mature, so that's going to give off a lot more flowers than these other two. So they won't look like they're just sort of soldiers because they're at a different stage in life, so they will create more of a drift. appearance. And here you can see the larger plant, and in fact I may even take some more cuttings off there. You can see where all these sprouts come up off the root here, if I show you. So you can easily just cut these off with a bit of top and a bit of bottom, and then just replant it. And I found that they move very easily. You know, they do set root very easily. They take to their new home pretty easily, is what I'm trying to say. Now, to make the border flow from the path as I go down, that's the border there, I have planted a bit of Bistorta, some Alliums and Tulips in here, in this raised bed there, just on the side of the greenhouse, just so that as I look down the garden, it's more of a flow. It isn't just all in this bed. There's more of a flow. So there's the last bit of the Bistorta going in, and as I say, quite shallow. It's quite shallowly planted because it has a shallow root. So the next thing is to then share out your first variety of bulb, and in this case it's the Purple Sensation Allium, and I just throw like 3 uneven numbers into the pots, and so then I know exactly where they're going to flower. And as I say, I do one variety at a time. So I started with the Alliums first, the tallest Alliums first. So once I'd got them in clumps, so if you put 3, that means they're going to grow in a kind of a clump. And then you have them drift and weave throughout the border. So then all you've got to do is dig a hole for the pot. And then what you do is you take the soil from the pot, remove your Alliums or tulips, put the soil in so that the pot is now, fill it up so that it's about 10 centimetres below the surface. Then you place in your Alliums or your tulips. They can be planted the same. Look for the root. The root can go downwards and then the spike goes up. Then the rest of the soil that you dig from the hole can go straight into the pot and cover the Alliums. And then once you've got a big enough hole, you can just plop the tub straight into the hole. And of course, I've got uneven sides there, so I have to use my hooded claw to get the hole big enough. But it doesn't matter because you can use the soil again, obviously, in the pot or around. And then in it goes. And then I backfill it just to get the pot to sort of sit. It doesn't matter if it's up. I don't care if it's sitting slightly proud. In fact, it helps me because it's just easier to see. But also, by the time everything starts growing, you're not going to see that at all. And if I wanted to remove them, of course, next year, if I didn't like how it worked out, it's going to be a lot easier finding where they were, especially anything I didn't like, and then I can dig it up for next year. All right, so I repeated that again, did the same, semi-filled the pot, threw the Alliums in. Then with the rest of the soil from the hole, I filled over the Alliums and then I buried the pot. And then I did all the Alliums first. So I knew exactly where I was and what I was planting and where I had planted it before I started planting my next layer, which was tulips. Now I know exactly where my Alliums are planted. If I don't like them, they're going to be easier to take up if I don't like where they've grown. And also now when I'm arranging my next layer, which is my Queen of the Night tulips, I know exactly where the Alliums are and I can thread the pots, the next layer of pots, in between them. So obviously finish one sort of a variety before you start another, and that way you have a much better flow of the, much better feel of where everything's going to go. So I'll just speed through these now. I'm doing the Queen of the Night, then I've got the Black Parrots to do, and then we'll take a breather when we get to I did have to dig some more Queen of the Nights up out of this pot here where I had the Bistorta because I didn't quite have enough Queen of the Night. So I knew I wanted more in the border, so I dug them out of here. But I thought it was interesting to show you just how they've rooted already compared to the ones that I've got straight from the garden centre that haven't been in the soil yet. So you can see how you know, much further ahead they are already with these big lovely roots. It's a bit like when you pre-sprout your ranunculus, isn't it? So they're going to be really good to go. So there I have the second layer of pots, as you can see, weaved around the other pots, the alliums, and this is just giving me such a great map that I can see what I'm doing. So again, put the tulips in the pots so that I can arrange it, see how many I've got even, and then I can start planting in exactly the same way as I did with the alliums. And as I was digging the hole for the pots, I found all these alliums here, which were the more dusty looking alliums from the previous year. And actually, I really do like them. So I am actually going to put these back in, but I'm going to put them back in a more orderly fashion when I've done everything else. So back to planting the tulips. Here I go with the Queen of the Night and then the black parrot. And then let's cut to me now doing the Purissima, which are the ivory looking tulips, because I just decided to go with a slightly different planting style. So just have a quick look at the border now. We've got all the pots in, and we've just got the Purissima. Oh no, we've got the black parrot yet to do. And then those last alliums. So let's just quickly do the black parrot. But as you can see, we know exactly now where we can plant the black parrot, because we've got all these pots in place so we can weave. The only thing I did think was the black parrot is slightly smaller than obviously the Purple Sensation alliums. So I'm going to sort of be mindful of that and put them more towards the front of the border, as you can see me doing that with these pots here. They're not going to be mostly at the back, they're going to be mostly at the front, but again in that drift kind of style. So as I just finished planting up these black parrot tulips, let's talk about the Purissima, which is going to be the next layer. And I decided that I was going to plant them maybe as singles rather than in these clumps of 3 or 5, because I decided that I really wanted the sparkle effect, and I didn't know if it would work the same if they were planted in the same scheme as the darker tulips and alliums. So not only did I want a contrasting colour, but also a contrasting planting style. And because I wanted it to create the illusion of sparkle amongst the darker flowers, I decided not to plant them in the clumps. So I want them planted singly in between, just like, you know, glitter. Glitter isn't planted in clumps. It's sort of supposed to be glittery and separate. And so that's what I wanted to do with the Purissima. Now, I've not done it before, so I don't know, and we won't know till next spring how it looks. But I just have a feeling, you know, it's something I thought through. It's not something that I just threw together and just did spontaneously and what have you. I did think it through, and I decided in the end that I was going to, as I say, plant in a contrasting style. And if we just look at the pots now, all planted, all the purples, except for the other alliums, which I've still got to do, you can see there's quite a lot. They're quite close together. There's quite a lot of blocked purple colours. Even though they're different tulips and alliums, they are still quite close together, and they're planted in 3s and 5s. So they're going to come up in big sort of colour blocks of purple. So that's why I wanted the sparkle. So here I've laid much smaller planting pots, because 1, we're running out of space, and 2, we're only going to plant 1 bulb in each pot. And you can see now how the Purissima are going to weave their sparkly white ivory tulips in between the purple, and also I'm going to then weave in the forget-me-nots in between as well, and also some columbine. And don't forget to keep watching to see what I do with this clump of gladioli at the back. I did make a decision on that, and I didn't make the decision till the following day actually, when I slept on it, and they were just bugging me so much that I felt I had to get rid of them and start again. All right, so there I am finishing off with the Purissima, and we'll just take a look at all the pots at the end when I've finished. One thing I will say is I did plant a couple of the Purissima loose, not in a pot, simply because the space where I wanted it to grow was too tight for a pot. I also had some rocks up that other end where you can see me now. And because of the rocks, I just couldn't fit another pot in. So I did plant just about 3, I think, singly over in that corner. All right, so here they all are, and you can see how nice and tightly packed they are, but how I've been able to obviously track my progress as I've been planting them. So I know now exactly where all the purples are, and I even know where the whites are because they're the ones that are planted singly in the smaller pots. And then I've got this lovely bistorta which is going to grow up through with its leaves. The thing I love about the bistorta is the leaves are so big and fat, they will cover a lot of this soil, so we'll just get the lovely tulip heads and the pokers just sticking up through this very low-lying thick green lush foliage as it will appear in the spring. So I'm really happy with how it looks now, but how will it look in spring? Who knows? Early summer, late spring is when all this is going to really, well, the proof will be in the pudding. We'll see how well I've done. So I did obviously then go on to plant more of the forget-me-nots and the columbine in between here. And I planted up this corner here so that there would be some kind of blending, if you like, between one side of the garden to the other, one side of the garden path really to the other, because I didn't plant any more in this raised bed because I planted this raised bed with other plants, but I did just wanted a kind of a blending effect with as I looked down the garden. And so this is the garden the next day, and I was just again going around. Oh yes, that was the other thing. I did plant then the other alliums. I forgot to mention those. I went in and I decided to plant them all in between the pots. I decided they didn't need pots. I just planted like a cluster of, I don't even know if these are viable yet. They might still be too young. So then I pulled up all the gladioli, and I think I planted a couple more of the honesty to fill up that space. But I looked at my garden and what I had, and I realised I had a load of this sweet rocket. And sweet rocket again is the purple and white like the honesty. And I had a load down a border, and because I'm remodelling that border, I decided I could dig them up as I have done here, and I can put them here. And they will blend in with the honesty, which is also purple and white. And then they will just provide a lush, slightly taller background to the tulips and everything in the foreground. I've got this stupid peony in the middle. I'm going to give it one more year and then I may well dig that up next year. I know peonies don't like being moved, but it just feels in the wrong place. But we'll see. I'll give it another go. So at the back, I'm going to have foliage from the columbine, the sweet rocket, the honesty, and they're all going to blend nicely together. They're complementary colours. In the foreground, I've got the bistorta, and those big leaves are very low growing, so they're going to cover all this soil. And then I'm going to have a sparkle with the forget-me-nots also covering the ground with a bit of sparkle. And then I'm going to have a big... in the foreground, I'm going to have the alliums and the tulips all weaving along, filling up this space and coming up through that canopy. And then I'm going to have the sparkling purissima, which are the ivory tulips. Then they're going to provide that sparkle and contrast in between. So ultimately, the proof will be in the pudding, and we won't be able to taste that pudding until April, May next year. So I'll definitely give you an update. Hope this helped. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye.